Hi, and welcome to the Science Fantasy Experience, and to Hallgust. Yeah, that sounded a lot better in my head. This is everything that I have picked up over the last 4 weeks, as well as things that I've freed from the plastic prison, let's put it that way. Because they've kind of set a precedent for choices and opportunities for this month, for sure. One has definitely put me on to something that I've been wanting to do for years, and it's great to finally add more to that, but we'll get onto that soon enough. First up though, after opening the Sky Sled and Prince Adam, I just had to open the raddest dad of all Eternia Man-at-Arms. He was no way staying on the card. Yes, the cards are beautiful and a real nostalgic hit, but after playing with Skeletor and Prince Adam, there's no way I can keep them on card. I think Mattel Origins is my favourite toy line of this year so far, just for pure pleasure, because they're just so well articulated. The colours pop. Each figure is, they have their own little unique attributes, and it's in some ways a step change from the Super 7 iterations from just a year ago, 2 years ago. Don't get me wrong, the Super 7 ones are really cool because they just evoke the pure nostalgia with the swivel waist action and the fact that you could get glow-in-the-dark versions of toys. But these just bring that extra element with the articulation. And revelation to me is that these parts, they're actually rubberized plastic. I really thought they were going to be hard, and my fear was that they'd be brittle and they wouldn't allow the movement. But yeah, he's just a great iteration of Duncan Man-at-Arms, and what a killer moustache. So happy to have opened him. So yeah, that was the first start of the month. What a thing to start on. So this was actually quite early on in August, really maybe the second or the third, and I think this is what has really kickstarted a shelf for me. My friend messaged me and he said, actually I've mentioned him before, he sold me the San Diego Comic-Con 2016 Gamer Arcade Turtles. So he's a friend but a fellow collector, but he literally only buys and collects Turtles. But every once in a while he picks up toys of other toy lines, and he said, I've just picked up the glow-in-the-dark version, so I do not need my original release. I'm going to move them along. And it's just like, I figured you want it because you're doing your ultimate 80s villain shelf, aren't you? And I was like, I am, but it's always going to be this slow burn. And he was like, yeah, but you've just picked up Cobra Commander and Skeletor. Surely you're well on your way now. You've got others to add to that. Add Ming the Merciless. Add your G1 Galvatron. And I was just like, okay, what is it that you have? He was willing to let go of his Super 7 Mum-Ra. So obviously I bit his hand off, because he was just like, I'll sell it to you for what I paid for it. And I was just like, okay, cool. Because I knew what he got it for, and it was only a little bit more than what they originally went for. The fact that it's still completely sealed, it has its sleeve, it has its cardboard box, and I've wanted to do this 80s villain shelf for so long, And now we're in the echelon of toys that can do what I want the shelf to do. God, that's convoluted. So yeah, I can get a really heavily articulated, screen accurate, fun, posable, big toy for the shelf. I've not had chance to open it because I know I need a good few hours in the evening to really kind of delve into it. I know straight away that I am going to put that cloth cape on it because soft goods have been a revelation to me this year, and I'm going to put the evil angry face on, and it probably is other hand. But yeah, this, I wish I'd got this when it came out for sure, because I just think Super 7 are nailing it with their Thundercats line, although we've only had a handful, but others are expected, like Wave 3's coming out before Wave 2. But yeah, this has set me on a certain course, and it has driven a couple of purchases this month. So yeah, definitely gonna allocate some time to delve deep into this, and then hopefully try and get some more videos out for all these things that I've picked up. Yeah, Super 7's Mumra. One thing leads to another, obviously. So I pop to my local toy store with no pre-planning, no intention of what I might pick up. One left. This is going to be the shredder for said Ultimate 80s villain shelf. So yeah, there was one, I just had to get it. Not my first choice for shredder for the shelf, actually. I was tempted with the Super 7 Ultimates toy version, you know, kind of harking back to the Playmates toy that I had as a child. But then I kind of just thought, it's here, they have it. I know that this is getting a rarer piece. Yes, you can get some import stock of it at a few places, but it was there and then, and sometimes just buying stuff in the wild just fills you with pure excitement, and that's part of it. And then in the back of my mind, because I have Bebop and Rocksteady in the same style, you know, I've got a great little display piece there if he doesn't make it onto the shelf. And I love a companion piece. When you can get them in 2-packs, winning. Sometimes you have to create a companion set yourself. But to have Krang as well, super cool. I've never ever been a fan of his little robot walker. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of Krang in general, or his android body. Kind of thought it was goofy, but he does come with a cute little stand, so I reckon Shredder and Krang on the stand on that shelf is going to be awesome. And then if I do want to swap out, I can. I'm sure at some point I'd like to get that Shredder, just because it would even make my shelves even more diverse. I'm excited to see how well these go together with Bebop and Rocksteady, because they are some hefty toys. And I know that Shredder and Krang are obviously a little bit smaller, but I can see that the colours absolutely pop, and it looks like in some kick-ass poses. This thing's stupid. I'm just not a fan of that. I didn't even like it when it was a Playmates toy, and the Playmates toys are awesome. So yeah, another one for the villain shelf. I told you it was going one way. do not fear, there is freedom. I have got open toys. I'm not just showing off boxes. But yes, I did open King Sphinx. And I thought Man at Arms was a revelation. This has something else. So I knew the Lightning Collection was good. I'd heard excellent things from fellow collectors, and I'd seen some amazing toy photography just done with the Rangers. I had no idea that the monsters were this good. This weighs an absolute ton. I just can't believe how good and how sturdy these action figures are, and this towers over most 6-inch figures. Also, when it comes to revelations, blast effects, I always thought they were kind of funny looking and didn't really suit toys. They're just not really my thing a few years ago. But now I've got them in hand, they don't cheapen a toy at all. They really add to it. I know they're not for everyone, but I was turned by them, definitely. And he's just an absolute beast. He's spot on. He looks like he jumped off the screen. So, in saying that, this obviously spurred me on to get a companion piece. Yes, I had the Yellow Ranger at the same time. I had to go for his episode counterpart, Goldar. So he wasn't exactly too difficult to find either. So he wasn't in any local toy stores, but there was a guy selling one, which was, he said it was boxed. It had been opened, but it actually hadn't been taken out of the clamshell. So I picked it up at pretty much exactly the same price that they retail for. I know there's another version that comes with wings, but he doesn't have wings in the episode. And again, he's an absolute revelation. They look like they are literally jumping out of the TV screen into your hands, and they are incredibly poseable. I've put him into his signature back of the box pose, and his face is so menacing. I think the monsters are the best part of Power Rangers for me. They're so unique and so menacing. Some of them are hilarious, but ones like Goldar and King Sphinx, they're just awesome, and I'm so happy to have them. I was always intrigued by the line, but just wasn't ready to commit until I started rewatching it through lockdown. And then I just realised how much I loved the first 3 seasons, for sure. And I'm all about my companion pieces. So there's the size difference is nuts. I will get yellow open just so I can have the 3 of them together. And I've said to a few friends that it's not a rabbit hole yet, but the fact that Finster has been revealed and he looks incredible. He's sculpted so well. As long as they do the others, Babu, I'm all in. Maybe I'd pick up another Ranger, I don't know. It's just hooked on a few things for sure. So next up we have a pre-order. A pre-order that I placed 3 days before it actually came out. I guess it was a kind of a FOMO, fear of missing out moment, because when it was revealed I was kind of just not interested. I have no kind of childhood connection to it, but it came in a box like this. I like these boxes, they're pretty cool. Bit of graph, bit of street art. But yeah, as I said, come 1993, I remember seeing Optimus Prime as an oil tanker and Megatron as a green and purple camo tank. But you know, I'm at that age where I think Transformers had gone out of my life. Toys had mostly gone out of, you know, my interest. But the last few years, G2 has piqued an interest in Transformers for sure. I love repaints, and I watched a review and I was just like, should have pre-ordered. I went back and looked at the photos as well, and I was just like, bang, I've got to put a pre-order in. One place was still had the pre-order, so we have got G2 Ramjet in all his teal glory. It's all about Revelations, obviously, this month, and what a incredible mould this is. The plain mould suffers a little bit underneath, but that's pretty much said about every Seeker. You kind of can't get away from that when it comes to airplane toys, but I'm not going to put it in to plain mode that often, because I'm all about robot mode. Articulation is incredible. The colours are just, they are sublime. But yeah, no, literally zero connection to G2. It's one of those moments where you buy something because it just looks cool. And I have been going through that phase of kind of getting representations in modern form of 1990s toys that I never had as a kid, and finding new love for things, embracing the past in a different way. And this is, it's got it in an absolute abundance. It makes me a little bit sad that it wasn't Sandstorm, because that's the one I want the most. And, you know, an unreleased variant that I saw in a picture in the Transformers Vault book. It'll come. Rumour has it it's sometime September, October for the UK. But yeah, if it's anything like this, I'm so glad I've pre-ordered that one as well. Getting Cyclonus and Scourges just absolutely re-engaged my love for Transformers, especially when Hasbro are making some incredible toys. They're making some less good toys for sure, but as I do with most toy lines, cherry pick the ones you want, or the ones that you hear are good. Hope for the best for QC. He's stunning, absolutely stunning. I dig him absolutely so much. G2 Ramjet. On a whim, an impromptu purchase with a bit of jealousy. So for my mate Rich, Zort Rider, fellow YouTuber, I bought him a Super 7 Reflection Alpha Trion, and I did that thing of getting incredibly jealous and wishing I'd kept it for myself in that way that a really good friend does. And it's awful to have thoughts of wanting to keep toys that you've bought for somebody to give as a gift. When I saw it, I was just like, man, like, why didn't I get one of these? Why am I not keeping this? But there was one in Sono Toys, but it's Megatron instead. When I saw it, I was just like, oh my god, they're incredible. And obviously, where do you think this is going? This is going to go on that shelf, but it's going to stay sealed because it's all about the packaging. In some ways, Transformers were never packaged like this. They always came in boxes, and it hits nostalgia. It hits like feels. It's an incredible representation of Megatron with his kind of animation style legs, the different kind of inverted angles that the animation brought to it, and the colour is absolutely spot on. The thing with this shelf, I just want it to be super eclectic. I want varying styles. Something sealed is like the perfect part. You know, I want it to contrast against the E-Hobby G1 Galvatron. I've got to have both, you know, even though, you know, they're technically the same person. They were leaders in two different kind of eras, from season 1 and 2 to the movie, season 3 and 4 and the rebirth. And I just absolutely adore carded figures, especially when the artwork is just done so loving, and it beautifully homages different parts, the black and yellow writing, the original graphic, but then brand new art style, but done in that kind of that matte painting that the original artists use. They're a definite must for a collector, for sure, but don't pay over the odds. I've seen retailers selling these for close to 20 quid. The ones I got were not 20 quid. They are like the same price. I got them, not that I always want to talk about prices, but in this instance, $14.99 for this. It's the same price as getting a Masters Origins. Obviously that's two varying bits in terms of scale, articulation, but obviously you're paying for artwork and nostalgia. But yeah, I think they're incredibly fun and cool display pieces for sure. But Rich has opened his and super pleased with it. So yeah, it's a recommend from me, and I can't wait to build this shelf. It's hard to tell from box to box what it's gonna look like, but yeah, just the varying scales. I can't wait to do this shelf. I digress. Super 7 Reflection Megatron. I had forgot to mention that this is all chronological order. This all happened as you see them coming. Sometimes it was a week apart, sometimes it was a day apart. You know, pre-order paid off, and then, as I said, just random trips to toy stores. Some toy stores that I go in to buy stuff for my kids or for friends' kids for their birthdays and whatnot. But we are coming up to the end. There's only 3 things left to go. I promised that we were going to open some. The last one is an unboxing for sure, because a parcel got delivered today. I do know what's in it, but we'll come to that shortly. But yeah, this was just found there on the shelf. We have got more Masters Origins, and we have got Faker. This is the one that I was most looking forward to, and it was there in the wild, hidden on the bottom of the shelf. I never expected to find Masters of the Universe Origins in Toy Town, and they were completely hidden. Last one. I struck gold. They'd got He-Man, they'd got Evelyn, both colours, a Man-at-Arms, and one left of Faker, and there was no way I was going to pass up picking him up. I said we'd open stuff on camera, but now I'm into a debate, the inner turmoil. I've just realised that the comic that you get is different. Man-at-Arms and Skeletor had the same comic, but this one is called Sucker Punch, and I can see a picture of Fisto on there, so I know it's a completely different comic. I'm desperate to see what the design of the robot bit of He-Man Faker is like, and it's also a different head sculpt. So you've got the toon accurate hair, here you've got toy accurate hair, but it's also unpunched and it's still got a price label on it. The thing is, it is a little bit bent out of shape and there is dings on it. So do I want to keep one because I love the Master's design artwork? It's a perfect rendition of what the toys were back in the day, but do I open it? I do. I did. So yeah, it definitely comes with a different comic book, especially a Fisto themed comic book, but I won't show any more because it would really spoiler fuel. Yeah, it's probably not what you think happens in it. I was pleasantly surprised. Yeah, it's a great little comic. I love that they added a comic into the pack. It just adds just that extra element. But obviously it was so worth opening it because he's incredible. Like, I thought Man-at-Arms popped, but Faker is incredible, and it's definitely a different head sculpt. Facially, different eyebrows, shaped nose, mouth, and obviously hair. Having it in hand and having Man-at-Arms close by, it's two different shades of orange. Mattel could have cheapened out and kind of mass-produced everything in the same orange or the same purples, but no, they're all subtle shades. It's great. It's great that Mattel have chosen to do that and given the love and attention to Masters of the Universe once again. And there we have his computerized robotic chest. Again, matte colours. Perfect, just perfect representations. You know, some ways repeating myself, it's just nostalgic feels, but with modern technology, it's the perfect unison, especially for a highly obsessive toy collector like myself. So we're definitely going to open this one on camera. I got this a few days ago and I've been aching to open it, and I knew I was going to film this today, so I just had to wait and bide my time. We are going to open the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Retro Morphing Kimberly. I've got no problem with destroying the packaging because I don't have a connection to the packaging from, you know, the mid-90s or 93, 94, and I'm just absolutely desperate to see what these toys are like because I never experienced them when Power Rangers came out. Pink's obviously my favourite, and again, to find in the wild, I couldn't pass up the opportunity. So yeah, let's just literally jump straight in and open and get the crackle of plastic. It looks pretty big in terms of a retro inspired vintage toy. I'm presuming that it's similar to the original spec. Wow, the weapons feel awesome. They're not like, yeah, there's a bit of maneuverability. I've mentioned it before, I worry that there's hard plastic that's going to crack and crumble. Totes made sure that there was no ties. It's always awkward opening things, isn't it? Oh my god, it's like the stiffest thing ever. So we have got rotation. I'm going to say there's a bend. Yep. Ah, wicked. So the head does not move, and we've got like 4 points of articulation. Let's see if we can get the weapon in the hand. Yeah, that goes in super easy. Gun in the other. Oh, straight in, like a glove. And then we have got, okay, so the flip action's not, I'm imagining that back in the day these would flip easily. Okay, you've got to give it some welly. See, experiencing toys for the first time. Incredible. So you've got a little bit of outward motion, and then you've got an incredibly stiff knee bend. Clicky joints though. Oh, it doesn't even look like her. That's incredible. It's a completely different person. The hair's kind of a bit too light. I guess it's kind of got some of the angles of Kimberly's face. To be honest, I'm not going to display it with her head. Oh, okay, it works. Oh my god, that's awesome. It's super spring loaded. I'm just being an absolute moron and not knowing how to play with toys, obviously. Oh, it's wicked. I love it. Oh, it's amazing. Oh god, I'm going to want to get more, aren't I? Oh yeah, it's awesome. Let's see how it holsters. Oh, tight again, like a glove. Do you know what these are? Are they an improvement? Is there more articulation? I feel like there might have been. You might not have been able to do that with 1990s toys. My knowledge of 90s toys is limited, for sure. Just I've never experienced hardly any of them. And then it's only from the last few years of kind of paying an interest in toys that I never had. So is this inspired by it, but with a little bit of modern technology? Stoked at picking up this. Awesome. On to the unboxing then. So this came today. I know what's in it, but I have kind of like no experience. I've only seen it in pictures and reviews online. I've never seen it on the shelves. It's from my mate Rich, Zort Rider. He saw it in Smith's. It's constantly out of stock in my local Smith's all the time, and it's kind of got that disclaimer on the website where it's like no longer home delivery and the store is not going to stock it again. And I kept on seeing photos of it when people were doing like hauls, or just, oh, look how well stocked the local toy shops are in my area. And I was just like, oh, I've missed out on that. I've definitely missed the boat on this. I really want this toy now. And he was there in Smith's and they had it. He was like, do you want one? I'll get it for you. I pinged him over the money and it's here now. So let's get in. I'm super excited because I missed the boat. And ever since I picked up Scourge and Cyclonus, I needed more. So that's slightly given away, but it's something transformery. It's something that I never envisioned we would get, and we would get at a lovely price, unless you go down the third party route, and they were few and far between until now. Now I know why it's in such a big box. It's way bigger than I expected. Wow, it's huge. Wow. Oh, that's incredible. The green's awesome. So we have got Wolf of Cybertron, Earthrise, Quintesson. Ever since I saw the '86 movie, there were toys that you wanted as a child. I would have loved a Quintesson toy as a kid. I mention it various times in other videos or when I've been on live streams with fellow Transformer collectors, that it was a real step change in characters and designs, and you didn't get toys of, you know, the Sharkticons in terms of the Alligatron and the Quintessons, the Judges, the Bailiffs, and now we are being treated to them. Waited all those years and now it's come to fruition. As I said, I totally missed the boat. I know I did, but now it's here. Shall I just open this as well? Why not? Out of the box, and he's great. Yeah, really pleased with this guy. Wrath was killer to get hooked in. The other one went in absolutely fine, but he was an absolute nightmare. And I thought my NECA Defenders of the Earth were hardcore, but there was tweaking of plastic, noises you don't like to hear, but other than that, he's really great. Maybe a bit loose on the peg on his chair, and then you've got the gimmick, which that's a super cool touch. They didn't have to do that, you know, just an added extra, and he comes with a gun that you can attach to his tentacles. I've left that in the box, but yeah, he's super cool. I'm not going to bother with that. It doesn't even give it a name on the box, does it? The cage mode. Really pleased. Thanks, Rich, for hooking me up and finding a toy that I was desperate for. You didn't have to, and it's made this month awesome. It was a great way to end my haul. So many Transformers. It's been an eclectic month for sure, and I can't wait to take a step back. Actually, there's no pre-orders expected for September for me. Oh, wait a sec. He's going to need a companion piece. Maybe there will be. As I was saying, I'm going to take a bit of a step back, give myself a break, sit down and actually enjoy and engross myself with toys, all the new toy joy. Spend a good couple of hours with each one and just really get into it. I've been Rudy Sasu, and always remember, it's as much about play as it is display. Thanks for watching.